Hello, welcome to Live a Little Higher. Today we're going to talk about the dreams in Parasha Vayeshev. Parasha Vayeshev says that Jacob did well, that he settled. A Jew never settles. A Jew in this earth is always struggling, is always doing, is always working, is always growing. So let's go a little bit more into dreams. We have two parashas, Vayeshev and then Miketz. And both have a very important theme of dreams. What are the difference? In Vayeshev we have Joseph's dreams. And in Miketz we have Pharaoh's dreams. They both dream twice. So we have two dreamers and we have four dreams. Joseph has two dreams. Why? What are the meaning? And Pharaoh has two dreams. Why? What is the meaning? So Joseph has two dreams. The first dreams, they are binding sheaves in the field. And then he has another dream where he has the sun, the moon, and the stars. Very different. One is earthly, the other one is more spiritual. Pharaoh, both of them are earthly. Why? Because Hashem wanted to tell him that this was going to happen very fast. But with Joseph, that was not the meaning. So what was the meaning? Pharaoh's is dreaming of cows, he's dreaming of urns of corn. And Joseph has a second dream because he has additional information that is coming to him. The first dream is about the sheaves. That he has one sheaf and the other sheaves are around him and they're bowing down to the sheaf. The second one, he has the sun, the moon, and the star, and they're also bowing down to him. So the first one is talking about the physical earth. It's about things that are happening here. With Pharaoh, both are physical, the cows and the ears of corns. Because Pharaoh has no connection to spirituality, he has no link to the heavenly realms. This shows the unique characteristics of the Jew. The Jew can simultaneously be involved in the earth, and at the same time, while being involved in materialistic things, he can be involved in the spiritual things. More so, he can be material while being spiritual. So he is connected, and he is living in this world expressing the divine. So he can have a material experience while being a spiritual being. So there's a very interesting story of the previous Rebbe in 1927 while he was in Russia. It says that he was taken for interrogation by the KGB, and the person who was interrogating put a revolver in his head. And he said, this little toy has made scared many people bigger than you, much greater than you. The Rebbe answered, he says, very simple. He says, a person that has many gods and one world, one life, can be scared by that revolver. But a person like me, like a Jew, that has one God and two worlds, doesn't get scared by these things. The Jew has the capacity to stand on a ladder. If you remember the dreams of Jacob, it's a ladder that is in the earth and it reaches to the sky. That's a Jew. A Jew is a person that while being earthly, he can be connected to the most highest heavenly realms. A Jew is always connected. A Jew is always ascending. There's another story that I like a lot about the Rebbe, Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Shmuel had two sons. And he heard one day the two sons talking about the qualities of the Jew. And he wanted to teach them, he wanted to show them the qualities of the Jew. So he went to his assistant, to Ben-Sion, and he says, Ben-Sion, have you eaten today? Ben-Sion answered, yes, sir, master, I have eaten. He says, did you eat well? He says, yeah, Baruch Hashem, I'm satisfied. He says, why did you eat? To live. And why do you want to live? To be able to serve Hashem. And then he said, why? Because even though he's serving Hashem, he's missing that he's not serving fully. So a Jew understands that he comes to this world to serve Hashem, but still he feels that he could do a little bit more. He could put a little bit more passion, a little bit more effort. Because a Jew always has spiritual intentions. And even though while he is doing a physical act, he is expressing his spiritual connection to Hashem. Wherever a man desire is, that's where he is. Desires is what defines a person, is what drives a person. So let's go back to the dreams. In the first dream, Joseph is in a field where he is binding sheaves, and the sheaves which represent his brothers, they're bowing down to him. He is in a field, which is an earthly realm. He is binding them, he's bringing them together, and he's working. So that's the avoda of the Jew. So the reward comes because they're doing the effort. So it says something very interesting. When the Jews were in the desert, they complained that when they were in Egypt, they were free. Everybody knows that the Jews were not free in Egypt. They were slaves. They were slaves to Pharaoh. It was very difficult to be a Jew in Egypt. What they were really free was of doing Torah and mitzvot. They were just working for Pharaoh. So they felt that they were free from Hashem. So it's important to understand that rewards comes from doing work. Rewards from holiness. To bring divine emanations only come through effort. When you go out the ladder, when you make the effort, you're toiling. And when a Jew toils, he brings reward unto himself. So a Jew has the capacity not to live from himself, but to be busy binding like sheaves. After they unbound their work, it is time to do what? To bow. So we have the sheaves, they're bowing down. Why? Because after a Jew is able to do work, he needs to nullify himself. He needs to connect to his spiritual root. He needs to do this by following the guidance of the leader of the generation. Like Joseph in his time, in the earth and in the spiritual service, there's always a leader in a generation that is helping us to serve Hashem in a better way. And is unifying all the work of the Jews, and is bringing it together so that all of us work for only one interest, to serve Hashem, and not trying to each one do his own work and concern about his own growth and his own self. It's a combined effort. So this explains the second dream. The second dream, we see the sun, the moon, and the stars, they bow down to Joseph. Why? Because when we're doing our work, our physical work, we have to do it connected, following the leader to serve Hashem. And when we're doing our spiritual service in the heavenly realms, also we have to follow the guidance of our leader and connect to Hashem. So the second dream is not separate. It's the same. It's only a continuation of the work that a Jew does. Something interesting, it says that if a man says, I have labored and didn't found, don't believe him. If he says, I have not labored and found, also don't believe him. But if he says, I have labored and I found, believe him. Because to be able to have reward in this world, we must labor, we must work, we must put our effort. And if we put our effort, we will be able to see the reward. The work of a leader is only to guide the Jewish people, is to combine the work, is to make sure that everybody is working in the right direction. That's a Jewish leader. A Jewish leader doesn't separate, a Jewish leader connects. A Jewish leader allows to have a better connection to Hashem and to serve Hashem in a better way. So I give you a blessing that your work should be easy. It should bring double and redouble results. And may you have the merit to be able to combine not only your work, but the work of every Jew in the service of Hashem. And remember, you only will find peace within turmoil. A Jew comes to this world to serve Hashem, not to have peace and tranquility. This picture of being on a beach with a beer and with the wind and looking at the ocean, it sounds very nice. but that's not a fulfilling life. And that's not where you find peace. You will find peace in serving Hashem. So live a little higher,